This video is for students who are preparing for CAT 26 and is starting from June. So we are looking at daily schedule, what you need to do daily if you really want to crack the CAT exam. So you have more than 5 months to prepare. We are assuming that you can give at least 3 hours a day for preparation. And yes, you are writing the exam in November. So let's look at it. So what we'll be covering in this video. So first is that the assumption that you are starting in June and you can give 3 hours a day. If you can do that, can go ahead and look at the video. Now, what the phases? One is you need to complete the syllabus. Second is mocks plus practice. You may start a few mocks maybe in August itself, but yes, broadly you need to cover the syllabus by August so that you can then focus on mocks practice at a later stage. Daily time breakdown. I mean, exactly how do you split that 3 hours? You're saying 3 hours a day, but how do you split the 3 hours into different areas? What we're looking at, and how to focus on different parts, reading, con, DLI, etc. So this is for students. So starting with June 26. Okay, so you're preparing for that. So it's based on that. How do you plan for that time frame? Is what is that? And yes, you can give 3 hours a day. This is non-negotiable. You're giving less than 3 hours a day. You can still prepare for CAT. It may not be optimal. You need to try and give 3 hours a day if you really want to crack CAT. What is the phase-wise preparation? So two clear phases. First is June to August, where you need to try to complete the syllabus, right? So basics of con, DLR, etc. Maybe create a good reading habit. And phase two is mocks plus intensive practice. So you have where you write full and mock test. You'll analyze the section test. You'll have targeted revision, specific areas where you want to revise, etc. So even if you're not very comfortable during a syllabus, you can always come back to it later. So how do you break up? So if you're looking at 3 hours minimum, so minimum 30 minutes of reading. Reading is the most important part of preparation. So expect you to spend the 30 minutes of reading. Mathematics 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. Maths takes the most time, so 1.5 hours. A minimum half an hour DILR for right now in the first. Puzzle solving develops the thinking ability and maybe 10 to 15 minutes of calculations. This is your 3 hour division. If you can give more time, then yes, you can give 1 hour for reading. You can give around 3.5 hours for mathematics. You can give 1.5 hours for DLR, puzzles. So it is a maximum time that you can. Don't give more than that. Okay, because more than this time will then saturate your mind and you'll not be able to think. Obviously, you can change the time based on your comfort level. So maybe you can give more time to DLR, less time to maths based on what. If you feel DLR is what requires more time, give it. Right? So this is what you need to do. I'm not given specific time for VRC or reading comprehension, which you do later. Once you create a good reading habit, then you can start building your practice for reading comprehension and analysis. Right? So why each slot matters? Reading, VRC is 1/3 of CAT paper. Of that, 2/3 is reading comprehension. Reading also helps in other parts like quant and DLR because it's it's in English. So if you are able to read well, you'll be able to solve it well. Quant is what requires the maximum time because syllabus is you need to do concept-based building, but first focus on concept building. Don't just jump to shortcuts, etc. Focus on understanding the concepts and practice. DLR solving 1 or 2 times helps because you need to get turns as a solving. So doing that helps. Puzzles helps to think logically. Maybe some Sudoku, Kakro, some puzzles that use the out of the box thinking in different ways, not a CAT type of questions, but a different puzzles to make you think. Also calculations. Remember, CAT has a calculation. Other exams don't have a calculation, so you will require. Also, doing simple calculation in mind helps to build speed and saves a lot of time in the exam because the online calculation is not very easy to use. Right? To summarize, 2-phase preparation, June to August, September to November, and what you need to do during this phase. Reading, con, DLR, practice, puzzle presentations. If you follow this, I'm sure it will help you with regards to preparation for the exam. Right? Do like the video, do subscribe to the channel, and comment your daily plan. If you want any suggestions on your daily plan, what to do, how to do, do put in the comment box and we will reply to the same.